Too Many Frogs by Sandy Usher, illustrated by Keith Graves. Rabbit lived by himself in the hollow of an oak tree. He cooked for himself, he tidied up after himself, and at the end of each and every day, he read himself a story. It was a simple way of life, no fuss, no clutter, and Rabbit liked it. But one rainy evening, he heard a knockety-knocking at his door. It's Froggy, croaked a deep voice. Don't care for this storm. Rabbit opened the door. I was about to read myself a book, a story. Love to listen, Froggy cried, and hopped right inside. Don't mind, do you? I suppose not, Rabbit said. So Froggy listened while Rabbit read his story. Well done, he cheered. When Rabbit had finished, storms had end too. Thanks for your kindness. Toodaloo. The next evening, as usual, Rabbit finished dinner, tidied up, and sat down to read himself a story. But before he could begin, he heard another knockety-knocking at his front door. It's Froggy, croaked the same deep voice. Rabbit opened the door. I was about to read myself a story. I know, Froggy cried and hopped right inside. Love to listen, but first let's fix ourselves a snack. Or 3. Don't mind, do you? I suppose not, Rabbit said. So Froggy hopped and popped and whipped and flipped and mixed and fixed a snack or 3. Too much fuss, Rabbit thought. But Froggy listened while Rabbit read his story. Well done, he cheered when Rabbit has finished. Snack's gone too. Thanks for your kindness. Toodaloo. The next evening, Rabbit finished dinner, tidied up, and sat to read himself another story. But before he could begin, there was the same knockety knocking at his door. It's Froggy, croaked the familiar voice. Rabbit opened the door. I was about to read, he began. I know, Froggy cried, and hopping right inside about to read ourselves a story. Love to listen, but first let's read ourselves a story. Love to listen, but first let's get ourselves all comfy, cozy. Don't mind, do you? I suppose not, said Rabbit. So Froggy fluffed and puffed and mushed and smushed and piled by bellows of pillows. Too much clutter, Rabbit thought, but Froggy listened while Rabbit read his story. Well done, he cheered when Rabbit has finished. Bedtime too. Thanks for your kindness, Toodaloo. The next evening, Rabbit finished dinner, tidied up, and sat down to read a new story. But before he could begin, there was that knockety knocking again. It's Froggy.
Hold it up a little bit more. There you go.
Rabbit opened the door. I know. Froggy cried. I know, Froggy cried. Before Rabbit could say a single word. You were about to read yourself a story. Love to listen, but first meet the family. Been telling them all about you and your stories. Love to join us, don't mind, do you? Rabbit looked at Froggy's family. Big frogs, little frogs, dozens and dozens, all wear t-shirts. Frog family reunion. Too many frogs. Too many frogs! He thought. Too much fuss, too much clutter! But I do mind, Froggy, he said at last. You do? Froggy asked. I never invited you in, Rabbit explained. I never invited you to fix a snack. I never invited you to get all comfy and cozy. And I never invited your family to join you. So I do mind very much indeed. Uh-oh, croaked Froggy. This will never do. Thanks for your kindness. Toodaloo. Alone at last, Rabbit sat down to read himself a story. For an anxious moment, he waited for a knockety knock at his door. It never came. But don't mind, do you? Don't mind, do you? He asked himself with a clutch chuckle. Most certainly not. He answered himself and began to read. It was a good story. But something was missing. Snacks and a good story. Better, he thought. So he fixed a snack and read on. It was a very good story. But something was missing. Pillows made a good story better, he thought. So he fluffed them. He fluffed a pillow and read on. It was a exceptional good story, but something was still missing. Ribbit blinked once. He blinked twice, and then he sighed. It's Froggy, he told himself at last. He loves to listen. Rabbit opened his door. There sat Froggy and his family waiting patiently to say they were sorry. Never meant to be rude, Froggy said, but brought you a t-shirt, Frog family reunion. Thank you, Rabbit said. I was about to read a story. Would you like to join me? Love to listen, cried the frogs. And in they all hopped, but big frogs and little frogs, dozens and dozens. Rabbit offered them a snack or three and helped them fluff their pillows. Then every frog listened while Rabbit read a story. Well done, they all cheered when he had finished. So many frogs, Rabbit thought, so much fuss, so much clutter. It was a different way of life, and Rabbit liked it. The end.
Do you have a message?
Good night. See you later.